Hey, so this is me explaining mostly for my friend who knows sort of what I'm doing. This is me explaining the accounting system for a Conlang that would supposedly be an auxiliary language that could be easily represented in any modality, but its starting modality is sign. So this is a similar project to Solresol, which starts from 7 basic building blocks for words that are the 7 notes of a major scale. But in this case, it is starting from a kind of restrictive set of symbols that can be easily produced by a signer. But then the language is intended to be set up in a way where it is unambiguous how you would transmodalize the signing into spoken. You could devise an unambiguous system for arrangements of color. You could maybe try and do it into music. I don't know. So I'm talking about counting. This is the sign for number. You start with this O shape, and you go into its open counterpart. This is an aperture change sign. The syllable is an aperture change. And so, yeah, that's the word for number. You would use this to name numbers like I, pi, E, any random weird cardinal, like the cardinality of the integers, the cardinalities of the reals, or whatever. But the most obvious one is 0. So if you have your hand pointing down in this flat shape, that is a null sign. It doesn't really mean anything. You would use it to form a passive voice. And in this case, number 0. You're naming a number, it's the number that doesn't mean anything. So 1 has its own hand shape, and I'm actually just going to start doing this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is both like and unlike ASL. 8, 9, back to the familiar, but we're about to stop again. 10, you'll notice that this is the hand shape that starts number. This is on purpose. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and then this is the 3 hand shape, 30. So that is how the numbers run. You have a unique hand shape for the numbers 1 through 10. For the numbers 11 through 19, you take 10, you put your non-dominant hand in the shape of the ones digit, and you tap. In that case, it means 10 plus that. But for the digits, the tens digit in with coefficients higher than 1, you would use a different notation, which is multiplication. So you have this 2, 3, or whatever, 20, 30. And so on for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. For 100, you take the one hand, you take this 10, tap twice. So the number of taps sets the power of the base. So tap once, that's this times this. You could sign 10 this way, and someone might be like, the hell are you doing? But it would make sense. They might be able to extend to it. So 20 is the more typical way to do that. But 200, 2000 for 3. And beyond that, these form portions of the number. So if you want to sign 2222, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, and then you have the 2 sign. So it doesn't have to be this big elaborate loop, but there need to be like significant pauses between taps to denote the grouping. So in essence, you are signing 2000, 200, 20, 2, and adding them all together. It is slightly different if the second to last digit is 1, if in other words it ends with 18. If you wanted to sign 1111, take your 1, take the 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then you're going to sign 11, which is of course different. Not of course, but in my system it is. So then you have the 11. So you are signing 1100 and 11. So the teens are the main, the 11 through 19 are the main irregularity, and beyond that, it is predictable, and you more or less sign one digit at a time, and like in theory, yeah. So that's how that works. And I am proud to have more or less gotten that all out in one take, even though I had that little trip up at the end because I've had a lot of takes. I started with a base 5 number system, and then I couldn't stop saying the wrong number because I'm so used to saying base 10, and I'm so used to like thinking in other bases by writing them out. So like I would say 10 for 5 because that's how it's written. But that doesn't make any sense. Alright, yeah.